Okay, all right. So welcome back from that quick break. This is MX24, of course. The show name is AM Club. Yes, the AM Club. And now time for us to get into Lifestyle Daily. Of course, today is a Thursday, so you do know that we need to get into everything health-wise. But before that, at Equity Health Insurance, the well-being of our members takes precedence. We recognize the unique healthcare needs of individuals and families, which is why we are delighted to present our Ebusia Health Plan. This health plan is crafted to promote the enduring health and happiness of you and your loved ones. Our plans are meticulously tailored to offer comprehensive and competitive health insurance coverage for individuals, families, and smaller groups. Access to quality care is just a phone call away, offering continual assurance of your family's welfare. So contact us on 0546 645 465 or 0503 860 381. Hashtag here for you.
Now, are you passionate about interior design but don't know where to start? Or maybe you're an aspiring designer looking to elevate your skills? Look no further. Introducing Design Lab by Selom Dreammaker, powered by Accento Projects Limited. Our comprehensive training and coaching courses are designed to solve the biggest challenges faced by both budding interior designers and construction teams. From mastering the latest design trends to understanding clients' needs and project management, we've got you covered. Whether you're a complete beginner or looking to refine your skills, our courses offer something for everyone. Learn from industry experts, gain hands-on experience, and join a community of like-minded creatives. Register to reserve a slot for our January sessions and transform your passion into a thriving career. Our students have gone on to create stunning spaces and successful businesses. Ready to take on the next step? Well, contact us today on 020-2888-2722. That's 020 888-2722, or visit our office at East Legon at Jeringano. Design Lab, where your design dreams come to life.
Now, hey fam, you don't want to miss the Strangers Fest by Strangers, a clothing pop-up and music festival this 30 December on the 30th of December 2024 at Zeluvio Telande Tea Garden in Labone. Dial *713 *33 *290 hash to purchase a ticket, and we'll definitely see you there. Now, let's get into our discussion for today. Alcohol and substance abuse awareness during the festive season. Yes, the festive season is right here. Away from the whole elections and everything, and now the party is now about to start. Somebody will say dirty December. Yes, yeah. But joining us for the conversation will be Dr. Erica N. Mensah. She's medical doctor at the Ridge Hospital. She's our very own doctor. Yes, she's here with us.
She understood the assignment.
Yes,
and
but
came
do you see what is happening?
I see it. I see
coordination.
I see it. And it's interesting, but yeah, we came prepared.
We came prepared.
Doc, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
We miss
How are
you.
you? Miss you too.
And I see what you're doing with your hair. It's close to my hair color.
Almost.
Yeah, we're twinning. How are you doing?
Everything is fine. I hope you're well too.
Oh, blessed. Now let's get into it. Why is alcohol, substance abuse associated with the festive season?
Okay, so during the festive seasons like Christmas, December that is coming up, everybody wants to be relaxed, everybody wants to be free, everybody wants to have fun. And in a lot of festive seasons and in social settings, alcohol or substance use serves as an icebreaker. You go for a party, they are passing drinks around, everybody just picks one. Some people also feel more free or less inhibited when they take in alcohol. Some people do not know how to have fun without alcohol. And sometimes it's just social drinking. The person is not an alcoholic, doesn't take a lot of alcohol during the year. But then during Christmas, there are a lot of programs. And then, as I said, they just pass it around. The waiter comes, is passing it around. You just pick one, you drink. So yes, those are some of the reasons why alcohol consumption increases during the festive season. It's just purely for social reasons. And also, there is a lot of alcohol available. The availability also increases during such times. So,
now, what are the immediate, and I'm going to ask you two different questions in one. So, very immediate and long-term risk associated to substance abuse and alcohol abuse.
All right. Now let's talk about alcohol use abuse, and then we'll come to the substance one.
Okay.
So with alcohol, WHO or the World Health Organization says that there is no benefits in taking alcohol.
Right.
So there's entirely no benefits, whether short-term or long-term. Yes. But in the short term of it, when you take in alcohol, you take in these substances, you get high, you get drunk, it disinhibits you, you do not make the right decisions. If you're going to sit behind the steering wheel and you're driving, you're likely to get an accident. Even in just walking around, they are more likely to have accidents, more likely to have injuries, and you do not make the right decisions for yourself when you have taken in alcohol or you've taken in substances. And we're talking, and apart from the withdrawals and the intoxication, sometimes can even become so intoxicated leading to death. We've heard of a lot of stories, especially abroad, the celebrities going to find someone in a bathtub, all of that. These are some of the acute or short-term effects. Now, with long-term, alcohol and other substances, psychoactive substances, they affect every single part of the body. So from head to toe. If you misuse alcohol or abuse other substances. So you can have mental health disorders, substance abuse, psychosis. With alcohol, there's something called Wernicke's encephalopathy. You can become depressed. So that's the brain. Now let's go to the heart. Increased risk of hypertension, other cardiovascular diseases. There's alcohol liver disease. Even with the digestive system, it messes up your digestion sometimes, reduces immunity, leads to cancers. So with alcohol and illicit substances, there's no benefit, and it affects every single part of the body, from head to toe. Yes.
This is sad. Because I mean, we have heard things like you rightly said, some social drinkers do it just because there are people around. But long term, they begin to navigate towards a certain substance or a certain alcoholic beverage. So be like, oh, I don't drink, but I like wine.
I like wine.
I don't drink, but just give me belly at sometimes, you know.
I mean, sometimes in the hospital, you can ask someone, do you take alcohol? Then they'll say, no, I don't take alcohol. Then because we know Ghanaians, we probe further. Like, oh, just some gin to make me feel like eating.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I was going to go there. Now, with the people, that is some benefits for people who struggle to eat.
Oh, there are other things. There are other multivitamins and other things that we can give you. Alcohol, or especially those strong gins, to be taken as appetizers are not the best because of the entire effect of alcohol that we know. And with that, you also increase your intake. With every meal, you're going to take about 2 shots of alcohol. How many meals do you have in a day? Later on, when you calculate everything, you're not supposed to have about more than 14 units of alcohol in a week. So if a small shot glass is 1 unit. So with that gin that they take to increase their appetite, they take about 2 shots. And if you're taking 3 meals a day, how many meals a week?
6 a day.
Exactly. So there are so many other things. If you lack appetite or you do not feel like eating, go and see a healthcare professional. Let them help you. Don't use alcohol as a
I'm going to leave you to Jay, but one of the things I've noticed with alcohol, listen, before we get into that, before the elections, one of my very good friends, Michael Oteje, posted something about the Ghana Drunkards Association. And he was like, what breaks his heart is that they will make a statement and a Ghanaian media platform will post it. He thinks that the joke is on the media platform that posts things from the Ghana Drunkards Association.
Can you imagine?
Because really and truly, what do they have to say?
To say or to
But that's on the lighter side. For individuals who have been in this alcoholic thing for a very long time, you'd realize that some part of their bodies look, especially lips, eyes, I think even skin color looks a bit, for lack of a better expression, looks discolored or off. What causes that? At what point does an individual who takes alcohol look like that?
All right. Now, with alcohol, we talk about something called empty calories. You take in alcohol, you have a lot of calories, you may feel full, but you wouldn't have eaten anything, and alcohol doesn't have any nutrients. So a lot of people who are alcoholics, they just binge drink. They drink a lot, but they do not eat anything typically. So their body is not getting any nutrients. And then you can see it on them. You can see that the person is looking haggard. The person is looking sometimes very thin. But then with the alcohol stomach, we call the beer belly and all of that. So yes, when you drink alcohol excessively, or the people who abuse alcohol, a lot of times they do not eat. Okay, so they get full on the alcohol, it has calories, you feel fine, but then there are no nutrients. So the nutrients your body needs to nourish you, have the good skin you're talking about, to look well, you're not having any of that, but you feel okay because you're drinking a lot of alcohol. Your body is having some calories, but they are empty calories with no nutrients at all. Yeah.
That's why they look like that.
That and so many other reasons. Some people don't only take alcohol. So with drugs and substance abuse, you notice that once one starts, they start to add on other things because they build up tolerance. So they start with alcohol, then they may introduce another thing, introduce smoking and all of that. So it's a myriad of things. It's not necessarily only because of the alcohol. Yeah.
Well, Doc, you did mention that you know, the intake would definitely affect you from head to toe, but intensifying that with regards to, let's say, weight, let's say age, let's say, you know, give us probably the differences. Does it affect maybe, let's say, somebody who is younger more, or somebody who's older more, or somebody maybe who has an underlying condition?
All right. Now, as you increase with age, okay, with increasing age, metabolism slows down. With increasing age, you're more predisposed to so many other conditions. We know that older people are more predisposed to the hypertension, diabetes, and all those other chronic conditions. So with increasing age, your metabolism slows down. The alcohol that you could take in your youth and be fine, not feel drunk or inebriated, once you're growing older, it doesn't work that way anymore. And because you already have the risk of these diseases, these long-term conditions, you're already at risk of them because of your increase in age. Adding alcohol to it also further increases the risk. Now, alcohol, as I explained, it gives you empty calories. So there can be weight gain with alcohol, excessive weight gain, unnecessary weight gain, but then you're not having any nutrients, so you do not look good, as she rightly said. Yes, and if you have underlying conditions, like you are hypertensive, you're diabetic, you have something like asthma, so that's for smoking and things like that. You have all these underlying conditions. Alcohol, smoking, and these use of these illicit substances, they already predispose you to these conditions. So when you have these conditions and you continuously take in alcohol in amounts that are not required, okay, there's no required amount, but in amounts that yes, in amounts that are too much, okay, you increase the morbidity of your conditions. And alcohol and smoking and the use of other illicit substances are also associated with cancers, with a lot of cancers worldwide. So yes, if you are having these conditions already, there's no need to make it worse. If you do not have these conditions, you should know that alcohol is one of the most easily eliminated risk factors for these conditions. If you don't take alcohol, you will not die. If you don't abuse alcohol, you will not die. And I always say that addiction and abuse is a disease, but it's a disease that you may get into yourself. Okay. So you should just try to avoid it.
Okay. All right. And with this, okay, so let's say someone walks in and is an alcoholic, and maybe the best way you could just tell the person to stop would be just stop. We get that, but medically, what are some of the steps that these people could, you know, adapt to, so that at least, you know, it's quite difficult when somebody has attained a certain stage or gotten to a part where they're really addictive to it, or they're addicted to it. So how best medically could you help this person?
All right. Addiction is a disease. So you can't just tell the person that please stop, please do not take alcohol again. It's not going to work. It will not work that way, especially if the person is addicted, as you said. All right. Now, in medicine, we use a multidisciplinary approach, meaning that we form a team. We use doctors, we use nurses, we use psychologists, psychiatrists, all of that form a team, and then we manage the patients accordingly. We manage them biologically with medication. So it's called a biopsychosocial model. You manage them biologically with medication. They also have to have therapy. And then socially, they have to have social support groups. So there's the Alcoholic Anonymous and those things. And there are a lot of rehab centers in Ghana. People may not be aware of it, but there are a lot of rehab centers in Ghana, in the public hospitals, and I know of some private ones as well. So that if you know someone who is struggling with addiction, use of any of these illicit substances, they can go there. And it's not just about giving them medication. They'll be given medication, they would be given counseling and psychology, and then they would have social support groups as well to keep them accountable. So medically, that's how we deal with addiction. It's not by saying, please stop. And it's not by just giving medication, but it's a well-rounded approach, because it's a difficult thing to conquer. And it's not just done it's not a one-day process. Yeah.
Alcohol is not beneficial. We do know that. But
Yes.
are you not supposed to have some amount?
Now that's a lot. That's something that people have been
It's a
peddling
myth.
around.
Yeah.
It's a myth.
It's a myth.
They're supposed to. Your body needs some level of alcohol, so you have to
Alcohol.
take this. Or red wine is good for the body. Well,
Isn't it? Is red wine not good for the body?
then use it to drink red grape juice.
I love that.
Use it to drink that.
Yeah.
Yes. So newer studies. Okay. So in the past, people had that school of thought, but newer studies, and I always reference the World Health Organization because I think that that's the international body of health, states that there is no additional benefit of taking in alcohol. Yes. What your body needs, it processes. What your body needs, it provides. Okay. So there's no additional benefit of buying alcohol and drinking it, and we know that not everybody can say that they will never drink. So that's why there are some guidelines that you should try not to drink more than this amount in a week. We say 14 units. 1 unit is like 1 shot.
Yeah.
Yes, or a beer bottle can be about 1.5 units of alcohol. So try not to drink more than 14. But then there's no additional benefit. So when you're drinking it, it's for recreational purposes or it's for your own reasons. But then it shouldn't be in your mind that your body needs some amount of alcohol. So the same way you take your vitamins, you're taking alcohol to boost your body. No, there's nothing like that. It doesn't work that way.
There's also the conversation of certain individuals that have said that, listen, because of a certain level of alcohol in my body, especially those who work with light, he said, oh, because I drink, and most of them do.
Okay.
you have an electrician come to your house and you be like, I didn't know about it. We actually say we need a hard bay side because the light is very strong. They tell you that because of the alcohol in their body, it cannot electricity. Medically, how true
These
is that?
are a lot of myths we have surrounding alcohol
I
use.
see.
So yes, there's no way to. I would have to research. I can't.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
can't
prove it.
ascertain.
I can't.
Yeah,
Yes, not right now.
Now, listen, we're here talking about this healthy ways of living during this festive season. But I know my brothers and sisters who are very stubborn, who be like my brother. How can I go to a party this Christmas without alcohol? How are we able to set healthy boundaries within or limits for ourselves, for those who, with all this education we're providing here, we still go for alcohol? How are we able to set healthy limits for ourselves so that we don't, one, damage our organs, get involved in unhealthy practice, or even, like you rightly said from the beginning, make bad decisions just because we are under the influence of alcohol?
All right. First of all, you have to understand that the use of alcohol, and not just only alcohol, the smoking, the shisha and all that, has no added benefit to you. You have to first understand that. And secondly, if you still go ahead because it's your preference, you have to set limits. So some of the limits, so this is a UK study, that you shouldn't take more than 14 units a week. So 1 unit can be a small shot, or a beer bottle can be about 1.5 units. So just have that in mind. And then when you go for parties, it's not only alcohol that they serve, okay? They serve so many other things. There are mocktails, there are other soft drinks, there's non-alcoholic wine, there are so many things. So the social drinking is everybody is having something in their hand. Everyone has a glass in their hand. So you also want to have a glass in your hand. But you can have something else in your glass. Nobody's going to question you that what do you have in your glass. If it's not alcohol, then you're a misfit. Okay, so you have to know your health. You have to know what you want to achieve for yourself. And yes, after dirty December, you don't want a dirty life. So you have to understand that. And then when you go out and you are drinking, drink responsibly, drink in small amounts. And there are so many other things to drink apart from pure alcohol. You can drink your cocktails, your mocktails, and then there are soft drinks you can drink. You can't just put it in the same glass as everyone else. No one would know.
No one will know.
No one
Absolutely.
would know.
Take apple drink, put it in your car. That's what I do. Especially when I know that people I'll put apple drink. Apple drink looks plain, looks like white wine. Just find a way.
Just find
now
a
let's
way.
look. So I was at a party and I'm going to take us to our last question. But this is a story that I think is worth sharing because also it was during Christmas 2022 that I had this experience. I went for a party. It was supposed to be a brand party. So, the brand is an alcoholic brand, but they had a non-alcoholic brand that I was going to be associated to. So I needed to be at the party. And they were passing these shots around, this tequila shots.
Okay.
Just wanted to be a cool girl, just, guys, everybody's shotting. Now, let's shot. So they passed the thing around, got to my table, when my turn, and I picked. Then my friend told me you have to pick lemon or lime. I don't know which one it was. So I had to pick it. And when I was about taking it, something just prompted me to look into the drink. I don't drink, so I'm not sure how usually the structure is. But I just looked into the thing and I saw something at the bottom. First of all, I was going to drink it. But I was like, this thing looks wrong. And the baby inside of me just wanted to be pampered by the person sitting by me. So I was like, I want to design the thing, you know. And then they were like, no, Mimi, give me back the shot.
Yeah.
And then they took it and they were like, what is that? So they told everybody that took the thing to bring it back. And they looked at it, there was nothing in it. So they poured my drink, and that was a broken glass
Wow.
in my shot.
Wow.
So one of the things that you want to also be careful about is where you're drinking. Because I'm not quite sure who was there or who planted that into my cap. But that was very scary. Because so tell me, if that glass went into my stomach, what it would have done?
Oh, well, as you're drinking it, it will be abrasive, so you start feeling cuts in your throat and all. But it depends on how the glass was. What is it, a tiny
It was
piece?
pointy. It was this big.
So as
and
it's in your
point-
mouth, going down your throat, you will start experiencing whatever action that it will
Oh
give.
my God.
But apart from that too, you know, in social times like this and going out to drink and have fun, you have to be careful about your drinks, because in times like this, people spike drinks, people put all sorts of things in other people's drinks, and it may not just be alcohol giving you whatever disinhibited effect. So in drinking, you have to be careful.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Especially ladies out there. You have
Especially
to be
ladies,
careful
yes.
drinking in this season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, also, let's look at the conditions associated, health conditions associated to drinking. If you drink short term, if you're an occasional drinker, or you're an addicted, alcoholic.
Okay.
What are the conditions associated to that?
All right. So with alcohol intake, having long-term conditions or chronic conditions from alcohol intake is a cumulative effect. So it's not about taking maybe a bottle of Smirnoff today and the next 2 weeks I take one. It wouldn't really have so much of an effect, but a cumulative effect. Okay. So apart from the psychological conditions that I spoke about, there's something also called alcoholic liver disease. Alcohol affects the liver. The liver metabolizes alcohol. So if you're taking in too much alcohol, way more than your liver can metabolize, you also develop something called alcoholic liver disease. And apart from that too, alcohol is linked to a lot of cardiovascular diseases. So I said, if you increasingly take in alcohol, your chances of having hypertension, having other heart diseases increases as well. It's linked to the increased risk of cancers. This MX24, we've been doing a lot of cross out and all that. Alcohol use or alcohol intake excessively is also linked to increased risk of having breast cancer and other cancers as well. So alcohol in itself has no additional benefit. And as I said,
you've been saying,
like I've been saying,
there's no benefit.
There's no additional
It's
benefit.
0.00.
0.00.
benefit.
Or it's negative, guy.
Well, it has no additional benefits, but it has demerits. So it will not benefit you, but it can harm you.
It can harm you.
Yes, so you have to drink it responsibly. Yes, so it affects every single part of the body from head to toe, but these are some of the ones that I've highlighted.
Your liver.
Yes, so it can affect your brain, it can affect your liver, it can affect your heart, your digestive system, and even apart from those systemic things, when you're taking alcohol, you're prone to injuries, you're prone to reckless driving, you're prone to making so many wrong decisions that later on you come back and you're like, wow, did I do this? Was this me? Yeah, so drink responsibly. Have your dirty December, but don't have a dirty life after.
Well, look, apart from drinking, with the alcohol, some people would say, oh, well, so we're talking about substance abuse as well on the side. Some would say, well, I don't drink alcohol, so they'll definitely maybe take in apple juice or whatever it is, but they might put some different substance in there. Let me see it, the toffee.
The toffee?
Which one is the toffee?
Which one is the toffee?
You don't know the toffee.
The what?
The toffee.
The wheat toffee.
The wheat toffee.
Oh,
So they might
I've
put
heard
it in
of it.
there.
Quite honestly,
they
I've
might
not seen
put
one.
it in there,
Yes.
and just to make them
Yes.
have that effect.
That effect.
Just to make that
They put the weed inside the drink.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
We learn
they
new
do.
things every day.
They do. Yeah, they do.
You think you're drinking apple juice, but
Yeah.
there's wheat toffee in it.
Yeah, so people lace their drinks with so many things. Apart from weed, there are so many other substances that people lace their drinks with, people take. All right. So with all these things, all these psychoactive substances, you can use them, you can misuse them, and you can abuse them, and you can also become addicted to them. So as I said, there is no additional benefit in using them. with something like weed, there are some studies about how it can be used for chronic pain management and things like that. That's on the side. Okay, but then there is no additional benefit because all these substances are psychoactive. They affect your brain, they affect your thinking, your cognitive process. So it can lead to a lot of mental health disorders. It can lead to you making the wrong decisions. And apart from that too, they don't only affect the brain, but they affect other parts of the body. So it can lead to long-term conditions, cardiovascular conditions, can lead to digestive conditions. It can lead to so many other things. So they can be used. It's not beneficial. It may not be morally and socially right as well, but you can't stop people from doing what they want to do. It's just that you have to have the understanding that there is no additional benefit to it, but there are so many things you can subtract from your life. So when you're doing all these things, you have to do them responsibly, knowing that it can affect you, and also do them in a safe environment where even if you make wrong decisions, they are not life-altering decisions. Yes.
So now let's come back to trying to fix the issue of addiction. So there are certain people who are not like occasional drinkers, or they're not, one of those people that take it once a while. They are now addicted to the substance. So this December is just another free bonto period to get more or less expensive drugs and stuff like that to use. However, there are people around them that want to help them cure this disease of addiction, whether it's to alcohol or other substances. Where do we start from? Are there drugs or medicines? Are there medications for addiction? Where do we start from?
All right. Now with the concept of curing addiction, okay, the first thing is that the person must have what we call insights. So I may want to help you, but you do not have insights that what is going on is wrong, what is going on is going to affect me long term. So almost everything I do may not be too successful. So apart from that, you were asking about medication. So with withdrawal, we manage some of the withdrawal symptoms are very intense. So they are managed in the hospital with medication as well. So that is there. But then managing addiction in itself with medication is not the mainstay of the addiction management. It's with medication, it's with psychological approach, and then a social approach as well. So if you have someone and you want to help them, talk to them. But if you see that still their insight is low or they do not have a good understanding of what is happening to them, let them see a psychologist. Let them speak to them. Let them try and get them to have the willpower to stop. Then apart from the willpower, we can go on with the biological and then the social approach as well. Because once a person doesn't have the willpower, or once a person doesn't even have the insights in the first place, that what is going on may harm me, there's almost everything you do may not be too successful. So in the rehab centers, they try to get them there, that you can send someone to rehab, but once they do not get to the point of having insights that, okay, with what is going on, I may damage my life. What is going on, I may damage my body. What is going on is not too good. Let me try. The willpower may be weak, but once the person has the insights that this is not too good, that's the first step. Yes.
When it comes, growing up, I once or twice might have seen on television adverts about substance abuse. That was Akwadao Koinwu. Yeah, that was one of them. And a lot of children learns from those things. You are in the medical space. What have you in the past done? And especially this year, that people's political parties have won power. So the celebration is double for some people. Others are also going to be very depressed this Christmas. And so there's going to be increase of that. Education-wise, what are we doing as medical outfits and organizations? What are we doing to curb this situation?
All right. So what I am doing is being here, talking about alcohol use and abuse. And apart from that too, I would say that yes, we do go out, we have outreaches, especially when we notice that there's a hot spot of abuse of a particular drug. I remember when people were abusing tramadol, it was all over. A lot of medical practitioners went out to the schools, to the marketplaces and all that to do education. So when such hot spots or such hot topics come up, yes, we mobilize and we go out to do that. But what I would like to say is that there's a lot of unbridled advertisement about alcohol. I don't know if now there are some restraints about it, but the music is catchy, the adverts are very flashy, children know how to sing all the songs, children know the names, the brands, they know where to get them from and all that. So even though there may be efforts by medical practitioners or the medical fraternity, in that stance. The media and the alcoholic companies are very powerful, and then they are more out there. So the alcohol notoriety is there. People know about it. People know where to use it. People know where to find it, especially children. So I think that that's one of the major problems. So if that can be tackled, it would be a bit more helpful.
FDA has won a case against celebrities advertising for alcoholic beverages.
Yes.
We fought it largely because, again, we feel like the training should come from home. And so these things don't have direct impacts. And also, I also know that they've moved alcohol advertisements from prime time, like during the day. They've moved it all the way to the back, like, you know, later in the day, like when it's alleged or it's assumed that children will not be watching. I think those efforts have been very effective, but I think like you rightly said, these alcoholic beverages have more power. They have the money. They have. If you stop us from TV, we'll put up a billboard that is more cashier. You know, and so their target audience are not the kids, but the kids are also part of the groups that might, you know, see these adverts.
Even on social media. Because
social
it doesn't even extend to social media.
You see, that's a problem, but I think we can do better. However, finally, before we let you go, what advice do you have for people? Finally, big advice, we'll let it be big. For those who are going out there this Christmas, 30 December, your political party has won power, you're angry about the elections, or what sort of emotions going on this particular Christmas. And it's very key that, and we thank you for coming through with this conversation, but it's very key that we have this conversation this particular season. What advice do you have for them?
Right.
For all of us.
For all of us. I like to say that Merry Christmas, enjoy your Christmas, enjoy your political season, but know that all this doesn't last forever. And any commitments that you make to taking in excessive alcohol, drug abuse, drug use, and misuse, you may have long-term or lifetime effects that would span more or span longer than this Christmas season. So you have to understand that and make very good choices. You have to make educated choices. You have to protect yourself. When you're taking a drink, make sure that you're not drinking excessively. Try your best not to smoke. If you're going to take in any substances too, I mean, we do not encourage that, but try and do all these things in safe spaces. And as ladies, when you're taking in any drink, look at it, make sure, like the example you gave, make sure that you know what you're drinking, you know what was poured, you know where it was poured from. And when you leave a drink, you do not come back to it. You leave a drink and then you go out to do something, that's fine. You don't have to come back to it. So be safe. Dirty December doesn't mean that you should have a dirty life or a dirty health care for the rest of your life. Right, so be safe, make good decisions, and take care of yourself. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you from Dr. Ntiamwa. You people, be very, very careful this Christmas. We don't want to come back to a dirty life, and I think that's what we're going to try to adopt those. A dirty December shouldn't live a dirty life. Something like that. We'll find something like that. You are part of the team.
Yes.
So we'll figure out how to run this campaign. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you too for having me.
Doc, sorry, I can't call you.
Don't worry.
Erica Mensah, powerful young lady. She's always with us on the Crossed Out campaign, educating. People are asking if she's married. Should I tell you, are you married or single?
No, I'm not married.
She's not married yet. She'll be married soon. She's not married yet. But yeah, she's a wonderful young lady. I personally admire you.
Thank
I
you
wanted
very
to be a
much.
neurosurgeon.
Oh, really? It's not too late.
It's not too late, right?
At all.
Come and encourage me.
I'm
right?
encouraging you.
I have to be a neurosurgeon before I leave this earth.
You can.
But you out there, of course, this conversation, and I always tell you that we try our best right here on this platform to educate you, to not only to entertain you, but also to inform you as well on what is happening around you so that you can make better choices with yourself. And that's why we bring you conversations like this. We're moving straight to the plug right after this.